first big game that we kickstarted last year. It's going to be coming out in October and November this year. They're showing off 2 of the bosses. There are 8 in total, and they're going to be playing them, walking us through a game. It's going to be a little bit of a learning stream, a little bit of a gameplay stream, and a little bit of just hanging out, having fun, answering questions. There's a link down there in the bottom left, kess.co/shop. If you like what you're seeing and you want to go ahead and pre-order the bosses, you can head there. You can order individual bosses and or the deluxe kit. I just lost my train of thought because I'm looking to double check and make sure that the stream is up.
We are live. So I have now taken the schedule down. Hi everybody, this is Alex Kessler. I'm going to be sneaking on camera in a second. Everything looks good, and you'll be able to see me above Sam. I will not be able to see me, so Sam's in charge. Hello, and welcome to Battle Bosses live stream. As Sam brought up, we are live. We are going to be doing a gameplay video. This time previewing Alana, Fae Empress for the very first time. So Alana was a boss that was one of the unlockable bosses for the Kickstarter. And during the Kickstarter, we got to unlocking Nightmare, who is the 7th boss added. And due to us having delays in production, on top of us realizing as we're going through the production setup and getting everything ready, it was better to have 8 bosses versus 7. So as kind of a big gift to everyone kind of holding with us and also making life easier on a production side, we made Alana as the 8th and final boss in Wave 1 of Battle Bosses. And Alana is a Fae Empress, so she has fairy minions. She uses things called forest tokens. Right now we're using flower tokens as a temporary holder, but in the final game it'll be forest tokens, where she kind of does a battlefield control setup where she places flower tokens everywhere on the map, and that makes it harder for bosses to move around and minions to move around. She kind of can trap minions in her mystical forest. And Whitney, my wife, is joining us today. She's going to be my opponent. She's played Battle Bosses maybe twice ever. So this will be a little bit of an educational thing to kind of also walk viewers through how to play and what Battle Bosses is like. Whitney is going to be playing as Cthulhu. For the Magic players out there, Cthulhu plays like a Grixis player. He is trying to take advantage of effect cards, which are our version of spells that are kind of one-time effects and has different things that trigger off of those effects. You ready? So I want to say hi to everybody?
Hello. I'm excited to be here.
So I guess the first thing to do is kind of walk people through how to play Battle Bosses. The first thing you do in Battle Bosses is you shuffle your deck.
I have a question.
Yes.
The board.
Yes.
Do these pieces signify certain things, or is this an aesthetic?
So in the base game, the tiles are just spaces that are moving around. Each one will be themed around the boss that it comes with. So Cthulhu is going to come with specific tiles with his kind of markings on it to show it's like his territory. Fae Empress will have hers, but there's no mechanical reason for the different artwork.
So a board would be half and half based off
the bosses you pick.
In this instance, because there are 2 bosses, half the board would be
Cthulhu themed.
Yes.
And half would be Fae Empress themed. Yes. And then there is a terrain pack that you can buy that is right now an add on the Kickstarter and will be available on the Kess shop. That is all the different tiles have like special abilities, so then they do matter.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is available, or will be available when the game releases.
Okay. I'm supposed to be shuffling these?
Yes.
Okay.
So while Whitney shuffles, I'm gonna be almost done shuffling mine. There are 2 types of cards in the game. I'm gonna use a different deck that I just shuffled. There are effect cards, which I mentioned, which are one-time effects that go immediately to your discard pile. And then there are upgrades, which are cards that you play and then they stay in play for the remainder of the game, or unless they're destroyed. Let me actually do this upgrade. So you can see there's kind of different ones. There are also sub types called promotions, and they're just different upgrades, and different bosses have different subtype promotions or subtype upgrades. So for instance, Captain Boat has treasure-themed ones, but for the most part, upgrades and effects are the main things you need to know. In Battle Bosses, there's 2 types of resources. There's crystals and there's energy. You get those by rolling dice. So on these, you can see there's 2 crystals. So you would get 2 crystals and 3 energy. There's also on one face of every die, there's an overload symbol. If that happens, you get 1 energy, and then you roll it again. So then you get 2 extra crystals. Crystals and energy are used in 2 different ways. Crystals last from turn to turn, so they don't dissipate at the end of turn, so you can save onto them until future turns. Energy, you have to use that turn, or you lose it. Crystals are mostly used to spend the pay for cards. So you can see at the top of every card in the top left corner, there's a crystal cost. That's how much it costs to play this card. And then you can just play it, and you play as many cards as you want on a turn as you have in your hand. Energy is used to activate abilities. Each upgrade, many upgrades have different energy costs. This is a 0 cost one, this is a 2 energy cost. But also the base ways of doing movement and summoning minions and doing your ultimate moves and cantrips are all done using energy. And these are all on your starting ability cards that you get at the beginning of the game in play already. So
are all my minions zombies?
Yes. So Cthulhu's minions are all zombies, and Fae Empress's minions are all Fae warriors. And for instance, Captain Boat has pirate minions. Mechabot has drone minions. So each boss has their own thematic minions that follow them around.
Okay.
But they all, for the most part, work the same. So the way you make minions is you use energy. So if I had 4 energy, I could pay 2 energy to make 2 minions. Then you use energy for movement. So 1 energy moves all the minions in one space together. If you wanted to move minions to 2 different spaces, that would cost 2 energy. But if you have them in the same space, you can move them together for 1 energy per space. Boss is also 1 energy to move a boss. If bosses and minions are sharing a space, though, you have to spend energy separately to move them both. So that would cost 2 energy to move them together. With combat, which is the other half of every kind of battle game, it is called battle bosses. So I have 3 Fae warriors in this space, and you have 2 zombie minions in your space, right? So I'm going to move my fairy warriors to attack your zombies. So they move into your space, 2 fairy warriors die, 2 zombies die, and now there's 1 fairy warrior left. Basic, just arithmetic, right? Now, say you want revenge as a boss, and that happens as soon as they enter the same space. Your boss wants revenge. Cthulhu's moving over. He steps on this space with the Fae warrior. Fae warrior dies. You take 1 damage as Cthulhu as soon as you enter. Say my Fae warriors now want revenge. So they march off. They want to attack Cthulhu because he attacked their friends. They go into Cthulhu's space. That end of turn, well, minions happen immediately. So now they stay here until the end of turn, and then at the end of turn, they will all each do 1 damage to Cthulhu, all dying to do so, and Cthulhu takes 3 damage. Then the last version of combat is Cthulhu attacking, or bosses fighting bosses. We call that Brawling. Cthulhu can move into Fae Empress's space after that, and then at the end of your turn, you'll do 1 damage to Fae Empress, and then I can either choose to stay here and do a damage back, or to run away and then not do a damage. So I can either have the choice to keep fighting you or sacrifice doing extra damage by running away. Any questions?
Yes.
Okay.
So what does mine excel at versus yours? Because I would imagine some of the bosses can run away faster than others, or...
Yeah, so different bosses have different abilities. Fae Empress is pretty mobile. She's good at moving around. And she's also good at making it hard for other bosses and other bosses' minions to move around the board. Where Cthulhu is really good at playing powerful effect cards and then gaining a benefit from playing more effect cards as the game goes on.
Okay.
Versus
Gotcha.
Ryu, who has who's a dragon goddess and has samurai minions. Her samurai are better at having as much space as possible. She wants to spread her troops out as many spaces as possible.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go first just because I've played before and it makes life easier. I think it's better for people that have played a game maybe to go first just to walk people through the turns.
How would you normally start?
Normally you would each reveal just a card from the middle of your deck, and then whatever the number is, the highest, goes first.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. So I got a 1.
I'm a big proponent of just go first in most card games, personally.
You're going first then,
I'm
so you have to figure this all out.
Okay. I'm good with that.
All right. So the way card
supposed
drawing
to
works
okay.
is you start the game by drawing 5 cards,
Okay, I wasn't wrong. Okay.
And then at the end of your turn, once the turn is over, you draw back up to 5. So at the beginning of your turn, you normally will always have 5 cards in hand.
Okay.
Then
I'm supposed to roll die, right?
yeah, so the first player in the game rolls 3 dice. After that, each player rolls 4 dice a turn.
Okay.
So you roll those 3. Cool. All right. So you got 4 energy
Okay.
and 2 crystals. So you can now use that energy to move, make a minion, use your cantrip ability, which you discard a card and then you get to do an effect. With Cthulhu, it's you discard a card to draw a card.
Okay.
Or you can use your ultimate if you have enough energy. How's chat doing, Sam?
It's pretty docile so far.
Okay, all right, we're gonna tweet it out.
Our first comment is from me.
Nice. We get a picture. That works. Joins the battle.
So.
Mm-hmm.
So for people in chat, one of the things that we can reasonably expect is the beginning stages of the game are, like a lot of other games, probably going to be about development of resources. So if there's nothing to do with your energy, there's a really good chance that it's going to be devoted towards making minions or trying to dig deeper in your deck to find things like those upgrades. And if you aren't playing a boss that's themed towards specifically brawling, you're probably not going to be using it just on movement in the early turns. You want to be spending it on something that's going to gain you resources throughout the game as the game goes on. Crystals, on the other hand, are a resource that carries over from turn to turn. And so it's more common that you're going to do something like hang on to those to bank them up to spend more of them in one turn on significant upgrades or something like that. But the energy, you can't hold on to it, so you have to use it in some way. And if the only way to have a permanent lasting effect is making minions, then that's probably something you can expect to see in the early turns. But if you have a way to dig deeper, look for those upgrades that make it so that you can roll additional dice for more resources in following turns, stuff like that, that's the kind of thing you're going to be trying to do early to make sure that you develop well.
Okay, I'm gonna take Sam's advice.
Perfect.
So I will just make 2 minions, I think.
Okay.
Or in my case, is 2 zombies.
Yes. So you spend 2 energy.
Okay.
This goes here.
Okay.
And you put 2 zombie on Cthulhu space.
Okay. And then I will just hold on to
your crystals for the next turn.
Yes.
Okay. So it's now my turn. I roll 4 dice because it's now just the regular game. And I rolled pretty good. I got 5 energy and 3 crystals. I am going to. I'm going to play Kyara the Flower Throne. This is my Fae Throne, as pictured in the artwork. And whenever you play an effect, deal 1 damage to an enemy boss's space. So for now on, if I play an effect, I do damage to your space. Now, when you do damage to a space, if there are minions in that space, it'll do damage to the minions first, then the boss. And then I will move Fae Empress 1 closer and make 2 Fae Warriors. And then I will pass the turn.
Okay.
So I draw up to 5 cards now.
Okay. So
You
I
roll
still
four.
had 5 cards because I didn't use the card last time.
Correct.
Okay. What does that mean? Does that mean I roll again?
Yeah, so you get 1 energy. So you get you'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 energy to
Okay.
start, and then you get to roll that dice again for the
Okay.
overload. And so you get 2 more energy. So you have 7 energy
Okay.
and 4 crystals available now.
Okay.
What's Cthulhu's ultimate?
Cthulhu's ultimate is Omniscience. You may search your deck for an effect card and play it for free. So you may use all of your energy instead of moving or making tokens to just search for the best possible effect card in your deck and play it. Though that doesn't mean you have to like look at every card.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good
Use of resources right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to build a tiny little army around me first.
Okay, to protect yourself.
of little zombies.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Like, if I have a card that says, like, destroy a minion, does that mean I have to be in the spot with a minion?
No.
Okay.
Players have to be in play.
If you're in the same space, you'll always, as soon as you enter the space, you'll destroy the minion, and the minion will deal damage to the boss. So something that has a targeted effect in the 1v1, you can do it from, like, the whole board away. In arena mode, you can do it based on Fog of War.
Okay.
We've got a couple questions in chat.
Yes.
So first, Fruit Salt is asking, is movement cost different depending on the tile you move to? And so in the base version of the game, it always just costs 1 energy to move 1 tile. We did an earlier video today that should be up in our VODs and on the YouTube channel. And if you look at that, we kind of talk about the terrain pack that we've created that goes with the game. And some of the terrain tiles might cost more to move into or out of. But in the base version of the game, it's just 1 energy for 1 tile.
Correct.
And a Facebook user, whom I don't know because that's not how Restream works, says that they love the work that you and Ben do for Masters of Modern, and they're asking if the game is still in Kickstarter or if that's now finished.
You go.
Yeah, the Kickstarter is done. We're going into production. We are still in the process of getting the Kickstarter copies to our Kickstarters. They'll be getting into people's hands in October and November of this year, and then going to shelves shortly after that.
Perfect. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I feel like since I was given the hint that this boss uses effects,
yes,
I'll just dive in and try some stuff.
Generally a good idea in any game.
Okay. So, first up, I'm gonna play this one, which is one of these.
Okay.
Or it's 2 of these, one of these tokens. And it says destroy a minion, make a zombie in Cthulhu's space.
Okay, so you're going to kill one of my Fae warriors.
Yes.
And then you're going to make a zombie in your space.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so and I make a discard pile?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so up for my second card, I'm going to make 2 more zombies in my space.
Okay. All right, so you have 5 zombies currently in Cthulhu's space.
Yes.
Okay.
So now does it make more sense to move stuff around, or
so you have 2 options. What you can do is just make 3 more zombies, so you have all of the zombies you have in the game in one space, protecting yourself. Or you could make you could make 1 more zombie, and then have all of the zombies in Cthulhu space attack Fae Empress and do damage. So you can attack me, or you can be defensive.
And so if you attack, you would trade... Alex, how many minions do you have? 2?
I have 1 now.
You have 1? Okay, so you trade 1 minion for 1 minion, and then the other 5 would deal 5 damage to Alana.
Which is a third of my health.
Alright.
Yeah, a third of her health in one fell swoop, but also you no longer have any defenses for Cthulhu in your space.
Great. Let's dive in.
Okay.
Let's not hold back.
Okay.
And so we will make
One zombie.
One zombie.
Okay.
And then we'll move them around.
Cool.
Right?
So this is 1 energy to move here.
Okay.
1 energy to move here.
Okay.
1 energy to move here.
Okay.
And then 1 energy to move in my spot.
Okay.
Immediately, 1 zombie and my Fae Warrior are all die in glorious battle.
Okay.
And then you have 1 energy left. You can move Cthulhu, or you can just let it go to waste. Sometimes 1 energy just disappears.
Let's move.
Okay. Do you want to go to the right, the left, or straight? One's closer to me, and one's just like kind of in. It doesn't really matter. It's all pretty much the same.
Actually, let's not move.
Not move. Okay.
Because I feel like you're gonna pull out a card next round, and you're gonna move like 20 different spaces.
I'm gonna try.
And yeah, so I'm just gonna stay where I am.
All right. So you're gonna do 5 damage to me. So
Yes.
I take 5 damage. Luckily, there are 5 damage tokens to make my life easy. And then if you're done, you draw back up to 5 cards.
Okay.
All right. So my turn. I'm going to roll 4. I get 5 energy.
Can you revive yourself?
Is there like healing abilities?
Mhm.
Yes. Most bosses have some version of healing. I don't know what mine is off the top of my head. I forget. I know you have a drain card that does 2 damage to a boss, and then you gain 2 life. So you like steal my life force. Okay, I could just do that. You didn't move, so I would move 1, do this, and that, just to do damage back to you.
So for anyone watching, typically when Alex and I play games, I feel pretty good about myself, and then out of nowhere, Alex will come in with like 1 round and just murder me. So we'll see how this goes.
So that happens between us, but what about when Michael, other creator of Battle Bosses, plays?
Michael does the same thing too. Michael will be sitting quietly, and then out of nowhere, we'll pull out 5 things and somehow win and be like 50 points ahead of everyone else.
Okay. I'm going to use 1 energy to move Alana 1 step closer to
Okay.
Cthulhu. I'm going to make 2 Fae Warriors in my space.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play the card Mobilized Guard. Mobilized Guard makes 2 fairies. Then I move all fairies in Alana's space up to 3 spaces. Before that happens, though, I have an upgrade called the Flower Throne that I played last turn.
Okay.
That does 1 damage to an enemy boss's space. So you take 1 damage, because I played an effect card.
Okay.
And then I move my 5 tokens. Is that 5, right? Or 4 tokens, and I move them into your space. And then I'll end my turn there, doing 4 damage to you, making it even.
So we're pretty close to parity at this point, where bosses have even life totals. Alex has an upgrade that Whitney doesn't, which is going to make it so that Alex is able to get a little bit more bang for his buck on any effect cards that he plays. But Whitney is still kind of a turn ahead of Alex. So as long as she's able to do more in this turn than develop just an upgrade, she's, possibly temple positive. We're neck and neck, and each boss is missing a third of their health. So you can see how this game can potentially be quick paced if players are playing aggressively like we're seeing this game.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Okay, so I need to. You're finito, correct?
Yes, I have R.I.P. me.
Okay.
Or my turn. I didn't die. I'm alive still.
Okay.
So
All
not
right.
R.I.P.
So I'm gonna roll.
Okay. You got 2 crystals and 4 energy.
Okay. Whew. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
So something that's also interesting about individual bosses is they all have a cantrip ability. So mine's called Forest Domination, and it allows me to discard a card to move Alana to any space that has a flower token on it. Whitney's, or Cthulhu's, allows them to discard a card to draw a card. So they're able to kind of cycle through their deck a lot quicker and find the exact card they need.
Okay, so I'm gonna play this effect, which is 1 crystal, and it says that you cannot move your next turn.
Okay, what's it called?
Insanity.
Okay, perfect. So I can't move on my next
So
turn.
is there, how do I deal with, is there like a 1?
Yeah, there should be a 1. Here we go.
Okay.
2's going that middle one.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I will just make 2 minions.
Okay. All right, so I can't move this turn. I'm going to roll for the turn.
Okay.
I get 4 or 5 crystals, or 5 energy and 2 crystals. With 2 of those crystals, I'm going to make, since I can't move this turn, I'm going to do a little bit more setup. I'm going to play Sneaky Strike. The first fairy that I have that enters an enemy boss's space each turn may attack them, ignoring the minions in that space. So this allows me to do kind of 1 damage to Cthulhu if I need to, without
Moving.
without having to fight through zombies a turn.
Oh. That's an upgrade?
That's an upgrade, yeah.
Okay.
But and then I'll make 2 fairy tokens, and then I'll move 1 of them closer to Cthulhu.
Okay. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I will draw 1 card for the turn. Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, this is a good round for me. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So you get 5 crystals.
Yes. Give me them sweet, sweet crystals.
And trace energy.
And yeah, that's fine. Okay. So since someone keeps putting upgrades on the table,
Yep.
I will apply this upgrade.
Okay.
Which means at the beginning of your turn, I automatically get 1 crystal.
Yes. Okay. It's called Dark Ritual. Right? That's what it's called.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Dark crystal.
So every turn you get a crystal.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I will play this card because I think I can play this card.
Mm-hmm.
It's 0 crystals. It's called Zap, and I just get to zap one
of the minions.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Leave your discard. You can leave your discard face up too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
This stays
Oh
in
no,
play.
that stays there.
Yep.
So that Dark Ritual is pretty significant for Whitney if the game's going to go long, because additional crystals every turn means that she's going to be able to deploy more cards from her hand every turn. And because in this game you draw up to 5 at the end of your turn, if you're able to play all 5 cards in your hand on your turn, then you're just playing more total resources over the course of the game. You don't have to worry about things like card advantage when you just get to draw more based on how many cards you played on your turn. So something that accrues your resources like that and lets you take more actions in your turn is really significant, especially earlier in the game.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, you bet.
Sam's here to help you.
Listen, we made a deal before. It's fine. Okay, we'll try this one. Why not?
Okay.
It's called Madness, and you can you get 2 fewer dice on your next turn when you roll.
Okay.
So that's an effect that's going to help prolong the game. which means that it's going to give Whitney more time to get advantage out of that dark ritual.
Oh wait, sorry.
So we're seeing some strong synergies out of these so far.
Okay, so let's make another zombie.
Okay.
I'm just gonna discard this one.
Okay.
I feel like.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
In battle bosses, there's going to be a lot of turns where just your one energy goes to waste. That's something that it just happens and is just kind of how the game works. It's not normally it's a fine. It's not a big deal. You know?
Yep.
Cool. I will roll my 2 dice for the turn. Whew. Okay. I got what I needed. I got 2 crystals and 1 energy. I am going to play Thorned Grasp. Doing 1 damage to your space with my throne, and then Thorn Grasp is deal 2 damage to a space. Enemy bosses in that space can't move until my next turn. So I'm gonna kill these 2 zombies, and then you can't move for 1 turn on your next turn. Not that you've been moving.
Yeah.
But
I've been taking a little bit of a like. Stay in place approach. I've noticed. I'm gonna move my 1 Fae warrior up a space.
Cthulhu the couch potato.
Yeah. He's slow and plotting, you know.
I have learned to ask the right questions beforehand, because like if his thing's not to move around,
then why move?
Why move around?
Yeah, I get it. All right.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to draw 1 card for my turn, and then I'm going to pass. It's your turn again.
Okay. Okay, so I can't move this turn, but I have all my dice. Okay, so I get this 1.
Yep.
So that's 5 crystals for moi.
Yep.
Ooh.
And then
Rich. She's
for
rich.
for
energy.
Energy.
Yep.
Okay.
So one of the reasons that Cthulhu has cards like Dark Ritual in his deck is that he's very much about playing effect cards, and a lot of his effect cards are bigger and splashier, so it's really important for him to be able to generate crystals over the long term. Versus Fae Empress, which is really interesting because these are the 2 most effect focused cards, but where Cthulhu is much more of a resource denial control deck. Fae Empress is more of a combat-focused, combat trick, movement-based effect based boss, where a lot of the cards are meant to sneak in intermittent damage as she's casting effects to be able to gain value, where Cthulhu is about building resources off of every resource he's using to gain value.
How many, if you have like multiple upgrades in play, then are all of them triggered each time?
Yeah, you don't have to choose. Everything in play is just in play at the same time.
Okay, can I see your upgrades?
Yes.
forget what they are.
I have Kyara, the Flower Throne, and whenever I play an effect, I deal 1 damage to an enemy boss's space. Or I have Sneaky Strikes, which is an upgrade for my Fae Warriors, and so that the first one that attacks your space gets to do damage to a boss, and ignoring the minions there. So they're both like sneaky, doing 1 damage at a time effects. Now, if you're asking which one you would get rid of, if I were to recommend one, I would recommend Kiara the Flower Throne, since it gives me free resources every turn in the form of damage.
Okay. Okay. I might have been asking for that reason.
So what's interesting, what we've made sure to do is, at a minimum, every boss has 2 different ways to interact with the other boss's boards in their deck, and every deck is 28 cards, so it's like 1 out of every 16 cards you have is a like destroy and upgrade effect. And some bosses, I think 2 bosses have 3, but when they have 3, it's because the type of removal they have is more limited. So something like a return an upgrade to a hand versus a destroy.
Okay. Some of these are not great for now.
questions at any point, if there's anything that you want to see, don't hesitate to let us know. We're here and happy to answer, help, interact, all that good jazz. Otherwise, I'll just rant at you.
Sure, let's dive in and see how this card goes. I will use all. Oh, sorry. I feel like I have to sneeze.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. I will use all of my crystals.
Okay.
Because YOLO.
Hey, you do what you gotta do.
And I will destroy your Fae.
The throne?
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. So that goes into your discard. So Cthulhu is I believe the only boss that has just straight up destroy and upgrade. There are other bosses that have, like you normally have to jump through a hoop. Your hoop is it costs 5 crystals.
Yes. I will then make 2 minions, aka zombies in my case.
And now with Kiara, the Flower Throne, gone, those zombies are actually more meaningful because Alex can't just get rid of them by playing cheap effects that he wants to play anyway and getting a free ping to take care of them.
Great. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah,
and I will draw 1 new card.
Okay.
And it is now your turn.
Alright, let me just share that we're streaming to more places on the internet. Cool. Alright, I will roll for the turn. And be sad. Ooh, okay. I get 4 energy and 1 crystal. And then I get a 2 overload, so I get to re-roll 2 dice. And I get way more energy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I will use my ultimate ability, which creates a hedge wall. So it's 7 crystals, or 7 energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I get to create a wall in any line that I want of hedges. And the way hedges work, or the way forest tokens work, is enemy minions cannot enter or leave forest token spaces. Enemy bosses can destroy forest tokens by entering forest token spaces and paying 1 crystal. So you can use 1 crystal to destroy a space. And I'm going to lay them down.
How many do you get?
I get a full line. So from one point to another point, a line.
Okay.
But I think
so on the base board, it should be a maximum of 4 tiles, if I'm doing my geometry correctly.
Correct. In arena mode, the ultimate ability is a little bit more crazy, but it scales up on purpose. I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do here. And this will make you move closer to me if you want to be able to get to me with your zombie tokens. So that protects me to some extent. And then I'm going to...
So those are not your fairy minions. Those are something else?
Yeah, so those are flower tokens. So some bosses have special types of tokens. They're forest tokens. Alana's forest tokens are basically like woods that people can get lost in. And so if a minion is trapped in one, they can't leave that space. And a minion can also not go into that space. So right now your zombies can't cross this line. Your boss can, and your boss can destroy them by paying 1 crystal. So Cthulhu could go like right here, pay 1 crystal. So 1 crystal, 1 energy, and then zombies can walk through it. So, but you have to spend time as your boss getting rid of those forest tokens.
What if I never move?
Then you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
But then your zombies can't get to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then with my 1 energy, I will move this Fae warrior into that space. And I'm going to save this 1 crystal for my next turn, ending my turn.
Do we have different die?
No.
Okay.
Your turn.
Okay. Oh wait, okay, let me roll.
So there are a few things to think about with the forest tokens for Alex. One of the really significant ones is that normally you would think a viable viable strategy for Whitney might be to just build up a huge horde of zombies and just keep accumulating resources until she's ready to break through the wall in one big swing. But because Alex has that upgrade that makes it so that he's able to get one fairy through any number of zombies without having to interact with the minions to just deal damage, it means that Alex is always going to be able to poke through some amount of damage, no matter how many zombies Whitney's able to build. So there is some pressure on Whitney to do something other than just sit there, because in a long sustained game, Alex is going to be able to kind of siege her down by just poking for one every turn.
Wow. Okay. Does this mean I get one and then I reroll?
Yes.
Okay.
Normally, overloads are probably the most likely chance you have of getting towards an ultimate, right? So.
Okay.
Did you
Is
get
that
your
7
one?
energy?
It is 7 energy. So once again, you can ultimate.
If you want to go searching through the deck for something good, I guess, you know what? I can pull up the deck list. I can start looking for some strong effects that are in Cthulhu. Nobody tell Alex.
Thanks, Sam. I'm keeping it just between us. Yeah, because I don't, it's a little unfair. So you're sitting with someone who wrote the cards, so. Okay.
Are you just stalling, waiting for Sam to tell you which card you should find? Because you could also just, if you're deciding to do that, you can, you could just do it and then look for him while Sam is looking.
That is true. I will say there may or may not be an effect in the deck that just makes 5 zombies that would normally cost 7 crystal.
Normally, that's the one to grab.
Wait, what?
That might be powerful. You're spending 7 energy to make 10 energy worth of minions.
Okay.
So, you want to do that?
Pretty
Sure.
powerful.
What's the
Let's
card
try it.
called, Sam?
Dawn of the Dead.
Alright.
So I go through here.
Look for a card called Dawn of the Dead. See, but now she's going to have to destroy one of these flower tokens, or forest tokens.
Oh, it was literally my next.
But you don't have to pay for it. It just goes into your discard pile, and now you get
Okay.
you get the 5 zombies.
Okay. Ooh.
And this might be the kind of big swing turn that it takes to make it so that Whitney is able to start applying pressure back on Alex, because she can't just sit here forever. But a big turn where she makes it so that she's got 6 minions makes it so that when she does break through that wall, she's able to apply a lot of pressure to Alex.
Right. So basically, you have 3 crystals left, so you can play something for crystals.
Yeah, maybe I'll just throw this upgrade into play.
Okay.
And I can use, it's called,
Necronomicon.
okay, definitely. Felt like I was going to say that wrong. You can use 2 energy to play an effect card in your discard pile. You still have to pay the normal cost, then put that card on the bottom of your deck.
So you can like rebuy Zap for 2 energy for free, or other cards and other effects.
Right. Okay. Mike, did you shuffle these?
I can shuffle it.
I mean, I don't remember any of them,
Sure,
but
you shuffle.
okay. Cool.
Okay. I will roll for the turn. Hopefully, ooh, lots of crystals. That's what I needed, and 2 energy. So 2 energy, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crystals. So I have 6 crystals total.
Cool. This might be a big turn for Alex.
Yeah. All right. So that's gonna be helpful. I'm gonna play
I
that
told you this
probably.
is how it goes. It seems like I'm doing okay until there's a tipping point.
Ooh, I'll do.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting that we haven't seen either of you develop any upgrades that allow for additional dice yet.
You don't know. Maybe that'll happen.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I will play Harvest.
Okay.
Harvest is at the beginning of your turn, you may destroy a forest token in play. If you do, roll an extra dice. So I can use my forest tokens as a resource. And then I will also do Sylvan Rite, which is place a forest token in a space and a fairy token on 2 different adjacent spaces to the forest token. So I'm gonna place it here on your space.
Okay.
And then I'm going to place a fairy token here and here. You're surrounded.
Okay.
And then, so that's the last 2 crystals I have, and I have 2 energy. I'm going to run away. Okay. And then I end my turn.
Cool.
So 4 crystals, 2 energy.
Well, I actually get 5 crystals.
Yes. Okay. Good grab. Remembering. And how much energy? 2 energy?
2.
So you can, this turn, spend time getting rid of some of my forest tokens so that you can make your zombies escape. It'll cost you all your energy and 2 crystals.
Okay.
Or you can do whatever you're thinking of doing.
I may or may not have things like destroy all minions.
That does not affect flower
But
tokens.
doesn't affect the flower
and
tokens.
does kill your zombie tokens.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, we probably want to avoid using Armageddon when we have 6 minions to Alex's 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Am I remembering the board
Okay, so
correctly?
we want to be
Yep.
we want to be outnumbered.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, only having 2 energy means that it's pretty difficult to break through the flower wall. And the other thing that's interesting is that right now, when it goes to Alex's turn, if he wants to use Harvest, then he has to get rid of a flower token that's like significantly impactful. Because he either has to get rid of the one that's in your space, limiting how much you can move, or break part of his wall, which means that it's 1 fewer that you have to break to be able to get towards him. But as soon as you start destroying tokens, it makes it so that what he loses by giving up a token is less. But at the same time, like, again, we can't just sit here doing nothing. So we're definitely getting into there are a lot of options, and it's a complicated part of the game, especially when you consider you can play anything out of your graveyard too.
I know. I mean, I may or may not also have another destroy and upgrade option. I may or may.
We also can still play the one from the graveyard as well, or the discard pile.
Yes. I may or may not have.
The chat, the announcer has turned against me.
It's unfair.
I did make the game.
You made the game, and like, you know. Deal 2 damage to each enemy boss and heal 2. That's an option.
That is one thing that you might be able to start to consider is if you have like 1 or 2 copies of that effect, you can potentially get to a point where you can try to just not interact in minion combat with Alex anymore, because using Necronomicon and your cantrip ability, you might reasonably be able to dig through your deck enough every turn to cast the effect multiple times in a turn. So if you decide it's not worth it to invest the resources into getting rid of those forest tokens, you can start just trying to drain Alex and then pay the cost plus the 2 energy to Necronomicon it on the bottom of your deck, and then just dig through your whole deck until you hit the effect again. It's very costly to do that, but it is an option that's available to you if you don't think you're ever going to be able to break through the flower walls.
Well, she can break through 2 flower walls this turn.
Right.
And then just they're gone, right?
Wait, how do I break through the? I just take
So
damage.
so if you spend a crystal right now, you go to 4, you get rid of this one. Then you move 1 energy to move yourself here, and then you use another crystal. So for 1 energy and 2 crystals, you can make it so your other zombies are free to come and attack me. Plus you have 3 crystals left to buy anything else that you have in your hand.
Hey, J-Turn 314. So we are expecting this to ship. It's shipping first to people who kickstarted the project, and they're going to be receiving it in October and November. And then after that, we're going to be sending it to local game stores, things like that. And also, if you look down at the bottom left, there's that link, kess.co/shop. If you want to head there, you can pre-order the deluxe edition or any individual boss, and we'll be sending those out right after the Kickstarter. So November, possibly into December, that kind of time zone is what we're looking at.
Okay, I feel like I should finally move.
Okay. Get rid of these forests so you can free your zombie army.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you want to do that? Do you want me to?
Yes.
Okay. So 2 crystals, 1 energy. Move here. After destroying this flower token, you'll take 1 damage.
Okay.
Killing this fairy warrior.
Okay.
And then pay 1 more crystal.
I'm glad that you're liking it.
Destroying this.
Is the 314 in your name a reference to pie, J-Turn?
So now your zombies are free.
Okay.
You've moved forward.
Okay.
And you have 3 crystals left to buy whatever is in your hand, and you can move your zombies up 1 space with the energy you have, if you would like.
Okay. I'll use the strain. I'm gonna use the strain card.
Okay. Read it out loud.
Deal 2 damage
And heal 2.
and heal 2.
Okay. I will take those 2 damage. I don't know why I put them back into the supply.
And then I feel like I should move my zombies.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
You can move them to the left to kill this 1 Fae token, or you can move him back on the Cthulhu space to protect him.
Moving on to Cthulhu also makes it so that you're able to march your zombie horde towards Alana.
A lot quicker.
Yeah, I think I want to move them. I also don't trust Alex.
Okay. So I'm untrustworthy. You're not wrong. All right. Done.
Yes.
All right. I will remove this flower token.
Yeah.
To
So
roll.
notably, now that one of the flowers in the wall is gone, it's a much lower cost to Alex to get rid of another one, because once there's a hole, the rest of them are less impactful. So he's able to just get rid of one to have an extra die available on this turn.
6, 7, and 3. So 7 crystals, or 7 energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3 crystals.
7 energy. So Alex can bog down the game by making another wall if he wants to. It doesn't necessarily develop his own game plan, but when Whitney's sitting there with an army of 6 zombies marching towards him, slowing her down, doesn't sound unappealing.
Yeah. Okay, so if I did that, is there anything that I can do? I guess I could just play Bloom or Shiny Gifts. I am going to ultimate. It's not as good as it was before. Oh no, it's actually, so the exact spot you're in, there's a good spot to do that. Alright, so playing some flower to forest tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And now there's no way for Whitney to move. that doesn't involve having to blow up at least 2 flowers.
Correct.
So it's going to slow her down a decent amount.
And then...
Alex, we've got a question in chat.
Yes.
How tempting was it to call Captain Boat Boaty McBoatface?
Captain Boat was our allowance towards that concept. It was very, very tempting. Many of the designers. There was also someone that brought up a recent... I think it was someone on the Magic the Gathering design team tweeted out something along the lines of never name a test card or a character something silly that you like, because you're going to be very heartbroken the moment that you have to change it, or it'll just make it to print and be this weird, silly name for a card. And Captain Boat is literally the purest version of that, where we didn't know if this pirate-themed boss was going to be the pirate captain, the boat, like a ship named like the Endeavor or something like that, and then so we called it Captain Boat as like a hybrid. And then it just survived to the point where he's now a captain and a boat.
That's great.
So I have 3 crystals. What do I want to do with these crystals? Ooh.
Stop building your flower wall.
I'm gonna play Bloom. This allows me to, whenever I make a fairy in Alana's space, I may make it in a space with a forest token instead. And I have 1 crystal left. I'm done. Your turn. I'll draw 1 card.
Okay.
Oh, Jason, your birthday is Pi Day. That's awesome.
Interesting. Okay. I've gotten
Oh, all the energy. All the energy in the world.
And no crystals, but I get to re-roll.
Well, you get 1 crystal for sure.
Yes, and then I get to re-roll.
You get 3 more energy, and you get 1 more reroll.
Okay.
1 more energy, 1 more reroll.
Okay, this is gonna be an interesting.
1 more energy, 1 more reroll.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, 1 more energy, 1 more reroll.
Wow.
And 2 more energy.
Okay.
Okay.
Popping off. Holy cow.
So, to me, it feels like a good moment to just, you can ultimate.
Okay.
You can ultimate twice. You could just cast any 2 cards in your deck.
So,
okay.
one thing that's kind of interesting is, how many crystals do you have?
1.
1? Oh, darn. Well, okay. If there are any effects that are in your discard pile that you really want to use, one thing that's kind of interesting is the synergy between Necronomicon and Cthulhu's Ultimate. Because if you'd already played something where there's only 1 of it in the deck, you'd actually potentially be able to play it twice this turn. But we're a little bit constrained on crystal, so
yeah, if you had,
that might not be feasible.
It's called making sure you can't go infinite accidentally.
Well, yeah, but if we had just a little bit more crystal, then this turn we could be popping off.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so I can pull 2 cards from my deck, but I still have to pay for them?
No.
No, don't have to pay for them, yeah.
Okay.
You literally get 2 cards out of your deck. You get them, and then you can eat the crystal that's currently on the space you're on. So you don't have to. That's what I would do. I don't know what's in your hand. I don't know what one, but I also don't think Cthulhu has too many.
I have a zap. That's the only thing I can do in my hand.
I would maybe use that to get rid of one of the Fae warriors, just because you can't. I would hold on to it actually.
Okay.
One of the power levels of Zap in Cthulhu's deck is he has decks like Forbidden Tomb cards called Forbidden Tomb that every time you play an effect you get a free zombie, and Zap's really good with that because you immediately gain value for free.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay.
See, we all thought this was going to be a really quick game. We were super aggressive in the beginning. Something that can happen is because a lot of the ways to be protective are like effects that don't really start coming down into play until the mid and or late game. The game at the very beginning, there can be like a very aggressive moment that then gets slowed down as people get more and more crystal resources to be able to protect themselves. There's one there's one boss, Grakthar, who specifically is built to take advantage of that early game moment and then capitalize on it by brawling until he wins the game in the late game.
Makes sense.
You gotta have the aggro player. He's also a really good jungler in arena mode.
I feel overwhelmed by the options.
Sam, you want to help?
There are a lot of options. I'm looking at so many PDFs
All right.
trying to figure out what cards are in the deck if we want to
I will help defeat me.
go digging.
This card's looking interesting to me.
Okay, all right.
You're at 8, right?
I am at 7. Yeah, I have 8 left. Yes, I am 7 damage.
So there's part of me that's pretty interested in using Omniscience to go get Mind Warp.
That's what I was
Which
looking
is-
at. That's what I was looking at, Sam.
Oh, sweet. Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely interested. Like, Alex is just so efficiently setting up defenses, and as he's able to turn the redundant forest tokens that aren't actually slowing us down into more dice, he's just more efficiently able to set up a wall, which means it's really hard for us to ever actually reach him. So I'm kind of interested in this, like, just burn out game plan, where we try to use Mind Warp and Drain to just deal those last 8 points of damage.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, all right. You're going to do that? All right.
Yes.
Here's Mind Warp.
Okay.
Choose upgrade or effect.
Oh, me?
Yes.
I don't know how many of each are in
I
the deck,
feel
but
like.
I think
Oh, we're trying to figure out if you have more upgrade cards versus more effect cards.
Yeah,
in
you're
your
going to see what's in my
hands?
hand, and then you'll do damage equal to what I have.
Ooh.
my first instinct is to say effect, but I don't actually know the distribution. Follow your gut.
I don't either.
He's also more incentivized to play more upgrades early, so he accrues value throughout the game.
So you think he's already played the upgrades in his hand?
I think it's more likely, but it's easier for upgrades to get stuck in your hand because they might cost more crystal. My gut instinct is to say effect, but I don't know, and I think either way is reasonable. All right,
Do you want
we're going for the soul
to ask
read
a
here,
question?
folks.
Um.
Whitney's staring deeply into Alex's eyes,
So
trying to divine which card he has more of.
I wanted to say upgrade, but then Sam said effects, which has sound logic. Can I poll the audience, please?
Yeah. Chat, if you want to let us know what you think. Should Whitney say upgrade or effect to try to deal more damage to Alex on this?
Oh, we got yeah, buddy, from Trill Bill.
Yeah, buddy. Trill also says, I'm loving those sauce cups. Me too. It's a
These?
good plan, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good use.
They make Gloomhaven playable.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's some good tech. Alright, Trillbill. You're the most active person in chat, so I'm calling you out by name. Should Whitney say upgrade or effect? It's 50-50. Don't stress it.
Effects.
Effect.
Okay.
All
Alright, we'll go that route.
And what happens? Do damage to the opponent boss for every card of the chosen type. I have 2 effects and 3 upgrades.
Oh,
Oh.
darn. Alright, we missed 1 point of damage.
So I take 2.
Trillbill, we were wrong.
I take 2 damage.
Alright.
So I'm
now
at.
we've done 9 damage to Alex. He's got 6 left.
I'll leave these revealed. So the cards that were revealed are Thievery, which whenever I destroy an enemy minion, I gain a crystal for a turn. Fairy Pranks, if exactly one fairy does enemy damage to a boss, I can destroy an upgrade. Sustained Assault, if exactly one fairy damages a boss on this turn, I get to roll an extra die. That's my second extra dice card. Shiny Gifts, if a fairy deals damage to an enemy boss, I may give them a crystal to deal an additional damage. And then Flight, fairies can enter the middle space.
Whew. So as we were listening to that, if you noticed, there were 2 different upgrades that Alex mentioned that have special effects based on one fairy dealing damage to a boss. And the upgrade that he already has in play, I believe it's called Sneaky Strike, makes it so that he's always able to have one fairy deal damage to the boss, regardless of how many zombies are there. So you can see some really strong synergy between those upgrades, which is pretty threatening. It does mean that Whitney's kind of incentivized to pop an Omniscience here in order to search up a way to destroy an upgrade, to try to shut down some of those synergies by getting rid of one of the upgrades that Alex has in play.
Let's destroy some of these up. I have one in my hand currently, and then there's one in my discard.
So you can't use that one yet.
I can't use that.
No, you don't get to use your ultimate to do that this turn. You do get to do one of the other things though.
Rude.
You can drain me, which I think was your game plan, because then I'm at 11,
so
4,
4 more.
which is literally how many zombies you play. So if you roll correctly on your turn, based on the cards because these are the only cards I'm going to have next turn. So based on how you roll, you might be able to just win next turn by draining. And I for sure can't kill you on my next turn.
Well, because I also heal too, right?
Yeah, because you heal too.
All right, let's stick with our game plan.
And drain?
Yes.
Okay. You heal 2, so you're at 2 damage now. If that's how that works. Here, if you want to shuffle this. And then I take 2. So I am at 11 damage. So I need 4 damage and I lose.
Great.
Perfect. Okay. You've used all your energy. You have 1 crystal left. You can use it to... You can just save it.
I'll just save it.
That way you can get rid of... Yeah.
Yes.
Because you don't have any rush to get rid of flower tokens this turn.
Yeah. There's a pretty good chance that Alex ends up blowing up our Necronomicon this turn. But if he doesn't, then we might be using energy alongside Crystal to rebuy some of our burn effects in the discard pile. This is a big turn for Alex. If he lands enough Crystal to be able to play some of these upgrades out of his hand,
alright, I got 2 crystals, which is what I needed to do the thing in regards to the Necronomicon. 5, and I got an overload. 2 more crystals, okay, so. Alright. Can I survive the turn? Turn into the boss, you may give 1 crystal to deal an additional damage. Alright, so, I don't get to do both, though. I will play Fairy Pranks. And pay 1 energy to move this 1 Fae Warrior into your space. To do at the end of turn. So I'll do 1 damage to you at the end of turn, and then it'll destroy Necronomicon. So that's 3 crystals. Oh, I spent energy to do that. And then I will make a fairy on each of these spaces using Bloom, and then will save my 1 crystals that I have left and use my 1 energy left to... Oh, I'm just going to let it dissipate. I don't have anything to do with it. Okay. So Necronomicon's done.
Rude.
You take 1 damage,
Rude.
and this Fae dies.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I'll use that remaining energy to move that Fae Warrior into that space, I guess. Okay. I'm done. I'll draw 1 card.
Alrighty.
So you got 3 crystals and 4 energy.
Mm-hmm.
So you
No,
can't.
no. I get 3 and then plus this one.
You get 2 plus that one.
Dark Ritual as well.
No, I already
right?
had this
Dark Ritual
one.
is still in play.
Oh,
This
oh,
was
oh,
left over, so I need. Yeah.
Oh.
I have 4 total.
Got it. Yes.
Wait, now I have too many.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
You're like palming one of the coins.
Okay. So wait, we have 4 energy, is that right?
4 energy, 4 crystals.
Yes. But he killed my 1 card. That
Yeah.
allowed me to dig
Yeah, I was
through.
just trying to see. We can't quite get our zombies to Alex because we have to move Cthulhu into a forest space first, blow up the forest, and then move the zombies. So we're 1 energy short of being able to march our zombie hordes right to Alana.
But you can get close.
Yeah, we can land once we're outside, which is threatening. But it does look like it's at least difficult for us to end the game this turn with the zombie plan. I don't know what you have in hand, so I don't know what the burn plan is looking like.
I have in hand destroy and upgrade. I just don't. I need 1 more crystal for it. I can destroy all minions. I can destroy a minion.
Destroying all minions is a bad idea.
I can destroy up to 2 enemy minions in the same space and get a crystal.
That
So
works here.
it costs a net of 1 crystal to get rid of 2 enemy minions, right?
Yes.
Our life total is still pretty high, right? We only have 2 damage on Cthulhu right now.
3, right?
Yeah, 3.
3, okay.
How many cards are in your hand?
5. 5. I mean, I have enough cards I could get rid of all your minions that are on the board.
I think Sam was saying because you have so much
Okay.
life, spending resources on that might not be worth it versus
Nice.
trying to escape your zombies and get as close as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm most interested in trying to shut off Alex's ability to escape. And I think my big question right now is I'm wondering
You could also
I'm
just
wondering if it makes sense for us to go 1, 2, 3, 4. What if we were to? This might sound crazy. It might be crazy. What if we were to give up on the zombies and just move Cthulhu to Alana and go for the brawl? Because Alex only needs 4 more damage for us to gank him, right? Oh, but then if he rolls a lot of energy next turn, he just makes a bunch of minions and we end up losing that race. Never mind, I'm scared of that. I lied.
wait. Do you lose that race?
I like that.
I would make 4 minions. At most, I could. I mean, maybe it'd make like infinite minions. Like that's theoretically possible. But to do that, I would need to roll very well, and like I'm not going to make more than. I can only make 4 right now, 5 at most. So that's 5 damage versus then you untap, or you.
Our turn would be to catch up to you and make minions in your space.
Unless I run away, I would. Yeah, I mean, I would make sure. Now I'm playing against myself, but that's the point of this video. I would make sure to get rid of the force tokens on the way.
Yeah, because it's worth it to just get rid of the crystal.
Because it's on your way, and that way the zombies can. That way the zombies can. If I run away, the zombies have the ability to try and get to me.
Yeah.
I have to get to.
If we
I have to
Yeah,
get.
I'm liking this plan.
Okay.
Do you know what the plan is?
You want me to move and like move this way and knock out all of those?
Yeah. So spend 1 crystal to get rid of this forest token.
Okay. Is this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would then use your zap card that you have in your hand
Yep.
to destroy this fairy
Let's
warrior in your way.
Let's zap it out. Okay.
I would then.
Yeah, now that we're looking at a direct damage race, I like using our zap.
Should I just get rid of?
Use 1 energy and then 1 crystal to get rid of that forest token.
Okay.
And then your remaining 3 energy, 1, 2, 3, to initiate brawling.
Yeah, let's brawl.
And then, do you have anything in your hand that does damage to a space or anything along those lines? You might not.
I don't know.
Okay.
Mine are more about destroying
individual minions.
and or getting zombies myself.
Okay. So then, you can end your turn. And then
do we have any cards left in hand that we can still play? Because I might be interested in just getting rid of any cards that we still have, just to make it so that
you draw better cards.
I could summon 2 zombies into that space by using 2 crystals.
I think that's 1 short of lethal.
Yeah, but you should absolutely do that.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
You don't have enough zombies to do it.
Oh, because they're all on that.
You would summon 1, basically.
Rude.
You've had too many zombies that were trapped, so you're locked out. So that's one of the features of the game. You have a maximum of 8 zombies available to you. So now that you have 8 on the board that are over here, you can't make 2. You can't make 1 though. You'll make up to 2 zombies is basically
Can I
how it
give
works.
you 1 crystal for 1 zombie? Can I negotiate?
No. But you can put me down so you're 2 away from killing me, which is still worth it.
Fine. Okay, I'll do it.
Okay. You brawl. I take another from the zombie.
Can I negotiate? I love it.
Okay. So it's my turn. I'll eat this flower token for the extra die roll.
Yep.
These are in my hand. Okay. Lots of crystals, which is kind of not what I wanted. 2, 5, and then 3 energy, plus a reroll. 1 more crystal. Great, because I talked about it. Okay, I'm going to play Sustained Assault. Is that the right thing? Yeah, I guess Sustained Assault, which is 4. So now, if exactly 1 fairy does damage to an enemy boss, I get to roll an extra die. And then I'm going to use all 3 energy I have to run away from Cthulhu into this space with my 2 minions. And the flower token to protect me from this zombie army that I'm terrified of. And then I'm going to spend 2 to do damage to a space. Enemy bosses in that space can't move until my next turn to lock Cthulhu from coming at me.
Okay.
So you can't move on your next turn. You take 2 damage.
And did we take our 1 from Brawling last turn?
You don't take 1 from Brawling. I have to stay around to punch you back.
Yeah, you have to stay in space.
Yep.
And then end of turn. Yep.
Okay. I'm done. With my 2 crystals. I draw 2 cards.
Okay.
So you have 4 energy.
I get 4 energy and 5 crystals.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So luckily I've bought myself a turn. So because Cthulhu can't move, and because I'm in a flower token space, zombies can't come into my space. So I've protected myself for at least 1 more turn to try and be able to not die. Now I only
Unless we have another
Yes, if you are and I have 2 fairy tokens to protect my space, but if you have something that goes directly, then it doesn't matter. Also, if you have a regrow, you might have the ability to buy.
What? What's a what?
But we should have a card in our hand that lets us destroy the 2 fairy tokens in Alex's space and make a zombie.
Yeah, the horror
or make
card.
a crystal or something.
Yes.
But yeah, so if we have any cards that let us either get a card back from our discard pile, or deal damage to an enemy boss, or deal damage to a space, then we might be able to close out this game.
Rude.
Sorry.
No stress.
Yep, continue.
Yeah, so I'm not. I've got some healing cards. I've got some destroy all minions. I still have this destroy and upgrade card. The most probably effective one is the horror card, which is destroy it to 2 enemy minions in the same space and get 1 crystal.
I'm interested in using Cthulhu's cantrip ability, because we're still at a pretty high life total. I don't know that we like super want to heal or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty interested in just getting rid of a card to look for another card, like one that does damage.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, because we can use 2 of these. You have to look in this pile, though.
You discard a card to draw a card. So you just discard a card to draw a card for 2 energy.
So you would get rid of.
I'd get rid of either heal or Armageddon.
Okay.
I don't know what the name of the healing effect is.
Revitalize.
But we have almost every single token that we can in play, so I'm not super interested in a board wipe right now.
Right. Okay, let's get rid of Revitalize.
What's Revitalize do?
That I heal 4 damage.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you draw a card.
I just draw a card.
You just draw a card.
Okay. Oh. Ew.
Why is it?
Now I have 2 of the same upgrade card.
Oh. That card's really good. It's just you have all your zombies in play already.
It says whenever you play an effect, make a zombie in Cthulhu space.
Gotcha.
There is not a lot of negative to saving crystals, and though there is an argument to just destroying all your zombies.
I feel like
though they're free now, so
I feel like I should use this horror card.
Yeah, to kill two zombies and gain a crystal.
Yes. So that will happen.
Cool.
So, Alex, shoo your.
My 2. Wow, shooing some fairies. Fairy tokens.
And so that one on net costs just 1 crystal. So we pay 2 and
oh,
then get
right, because then
rebate.
yes,
Is that right?
yes, you were correct with that. And then I used 2 of these already, right?
You can do one more, discarding the Forbidden Tomb to see if you can draw another card.
Sure, let's try that.
I dig it.
Okay.
Like what Whitney's trying to dig for right now is there's basically a regrow effect. She can for 2 energy buy a spell from her graveyard and put it back into her hand.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Which then I believe wins her the game. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, she can win the game that way.
Okay. Oh. Okay, this is also an upgrade card.
Okay.
It basically says if you play 2 or more effects,
you get to roll an extra die.
Yeah.
I think that's worth playing. How much does it cost?
2.
That feels like it's worth playing.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Because you're not going to win this turn, but now you roll an extra die next turn because you have played. Have you played 2 or more effects this turn?
I've only played
the 1.
I think we only played 1 effect. Yeah, we played the one that blew up 2 fairies.
Yeah, so I can't actually make use of it.
It does mean, like, if we have another effect in our hand, even if it has, like, a really minimal board impact, if there's another effect that we can play.
No, it's...
They're both expensive.
They're expensive. And
okay, cool.
I haven't...
Well, that's fine. We got some cards cards out of hand, so we get to dig towards finding
Yes.
a regrowth effect to just burn him out of the game.
Okay. And then you draw 3 cards.
I did.
Just unhappy about it.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
not looking good, Sam.
2 crystals. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Alex, did you roll 2 extra dice this turn?
I only rolled 1. I didn't do damage to her.
You didn't you? Because you. Oh no, you didn't. Never mind. That's right. Yep, that was the previous turn.
5. Do one reroll. 1 extra crystal. Okay. So I can't ultimate, which was like one of the ways I could not die this turn. I can try killing some of your zombies, which I think is a way to not die. Okay, so those both cost 3. I'm going to play Overgrowth, which it costs enemy bosses 1 extra energy to move into spaces with forest tokens. So that protects me a little bit, maybe, and then I don't have enough crystals for the other effect, so I will just make 2 fairy warriors in my space, and I will end my turn drawing a card.
All right.
Okay.
We just really want to have a copy of the depths in hand.
So 4 crystals,
Well, what? Plus 1?
5 crystals, plus 3 energy, and you reroll that die.
Reroll.
All
One
right,
more
let's
crystal?
Get at least 1 more energy.
Not enough
No,
energy.
darn,
Nope.
okay. Right.
Nope.
So we only
We
get.
have
we
a
only get
ton of
cantrips.
crystals.
Yeah.
Well, you can. Oh, you can't. You do. Oh, ha!
My
Yeah,
problem.
because it costs 1 more to end up in that space. I know.
What cards did you draw?
I wanted 1 more.
I just drew upgrades.
But what do they do?
Okay. So at the beginning of your turn, if you have 7 or more cards in your discard pile, roll an additional die.
So that's very good.
Your effect costs 1 crystal less. Whenever you yes, the Forbidden Tomb one. Whenever you play an effect, make a zombie in Cthulhu space.
So those
and
first.
I can destroy an upgrade, or I can destroy all your minions.
Oh, you can win this turn.
Great.
How much does it cost for the destroy and upgrade?
5 crystals.
Destroy an upgrade. Yeah, 5.
So
I have plenty.
if you pay 5 crystals,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, destroy Overgrowth.
Which one is? What does that do?
If it costs an enemy boss 1 extra energy to move into a space with a forest token.
Okay.
So Overgrowth dies.
Okay.
So that goes in the discard.
Okay.
And now
you
have
use
3 energy.
your 3 energy.
Two
1, 2, 3.
3.
2. You take 2 damage. My 2 fairy tokens die.
Okay.
And now you could do a lot. You can just do as much damage as possible. Do you want to just bury me under damage?
Sure, let's
All right,
do it.
Pay 1 crystal. You destroy this flower token,
Great.
and now you don't have any more energy. Okay, well.
I don't have any more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I just
fine.
have 2 crystals.
We brawl. So I take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so you have not killed me this turn. I've survived 1 more turn.
Are you hanging? How much are you hanging on
By 1 damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any other... No cards in your hand make zombies or anything like that?
No.
Okay, do you have anything that costs 2 crystals that you can play?
No.
Okay.
I got nada.
Okay, alright, so it is my turn. I don't roll 5 dice because I don't have a flower token anymore in play.
We draw 1 more though,
You
right?
do draw.
Oh yes.
Winning.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Did we draw the depths? Please say yes.
Yes, we did.
Sick.
Okay.
All right.
3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So I think most likely this turn is going to be Alex needs to kill us from a relatively high life total. Which might be possible, but he's finally a little bit constrained on resources since we were able to get all of the forests off of the board.
Yeah.
I'll play Mobilized Guard, which makes
Okay.
fairy tokens in my space, and I can move them up to 3 spaces. I'm not going to. I guess. Yep. And then I make 1, 2, 3 fairy warrior tokens on top of that.
So that's a total of 5.
Yep. And then I will end my turn dealing 6 to you.
Okay.
Which happens to not be enough to kill you. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I was 2 away. Is there... Oh, I guess I can... No, I don't have it. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
If I had shiny gifts in play, if I had played it earlier instead of something else, I could have spent my last 2 crystals to do 2 more damage and then win, but I did not.
Well...
So...
Shucks, you know?
Yep.
Alright, are we going for the sick brags, or...
So she got 4 energy and 2 crystals. So she has 4 crystals and 4 energy.
I get 3 crystals.
Yes. Here you go. So you have 5 and 4.
Okay. Sam, I've got my depths.
So to maximize damage this turn.
Now it's just flexing. Like if you wanted to, you could just pass the turn without doing anything, and you die in the end step.
Yeah, I die at the end of your turn, no matter what you do.
But
if you do nothing, I lose.
You want to flex.
Wait, because we're okay.
And we're on a live stream, so I feel like flexing to see how much damage you can do in one turn by the end of it is the right move.
All right, let's do that.
Sweet.
So
I'm always there for it. Yeah.
Use 1 energy.
Okay.
To move your zombie army up a space.
Yes. Yes, I forgot about my zombie army.
I would use the 2nd energy.
Yes.
2 more energy to make the last zombie you have.
Okay.
Then I would spend 2 crystals to play the card that lets you buy a spell back.
Okay.
The depths, return an effect card from your hand, discard to your hand.
Okay.
And then I would grab the one that lets you look at my hand and do damage.
Oh,
It's called Mind something, Mind Warp, maybe?
It's the one with a lot of text. Yes.
Okay.
Then play that, so you have 1 crystal left.
Okay.
We're gonna say damage happens in total at end of turn, so you can do everything you can. All right, now I have 2 cards in my hand.
Okay.
I have 2 upgrades and 1 effect in play. What's the maximum amount of damage you can do? You're guaranteed to do 2 damage if you pick upgrades, and guaranteed to only do 1 damage if you pick effect.
Yeah, but you could have 2 effects in your hand.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know. What are we feeling?
And I do know that there are more effects in this deck than there are upgrades.
I'm feeling upgrade.
Really? See, I was gonna say let's go effects now and see what. You know what? Because it doesn't matter. I'm gonna say effects.
Okay. All right. Those upgrades I had an upgrade in my hand.
Okay.
1 final mental victory as I take 8, 9, 10, 11 damage, dealing a total of 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 25 damage. 10 more damage than necessary to murder me. Congratulations.
Man, I can't believe that misplay at the end there. We could have put him to -11, and instead we only put him to -10.
I know.
Wow.
It's really embarrassing.
I'm sorry.
I mean, compared to my misplay of playing, like, if I had played that upgrade that was, like, not good up to that point, I could have just won the game. But that's...
yeah, I don't know if it was a misplay, though. Like,
yeah,
it was
true.
just a very resource-constrained game.
Yep.
Because, like, we had a really fast start, but then the effect that had is it meant that everything was really threatening for the rest of the game.
Sure,
and
so people are more defensive.
To, like, sit there and try to build up resources, because even though damage wasn't being dealt for like 4 turns there, if damage was dealt, then it potentially just meant the game would end that turn or the next turn. So that was a really cool game, because we got to see like a fast start, how that transitioned into more drawn out gameplay, and we got to see how Whitney was able to just kind of change plans like in the middle of a game, go from this amass a zombie army and use it to find lethal, into swapping into a burn, into swapping to use brawl damage, into finally, ultimately do whatever you want to win the game. We got to see how you can kind of transition plans in the middle of the game, which is one of those really cool dynamic gameplay elements that a lot of good games have. So it's really cool to see it showcased here.
Yeah, see, I think, I agree. I think the fact that, like, I was able to, like, use resources to protect myself in ways that were, like, really interesting, but then Whitney was able to kind of overcome that with help from the audience.
Well, don't downplay my victory.
That's fair. I lost and I'm just bitter. Yeah, no, I think that was really... Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam, did you have fun commentating?
I did. It was a blast. Yeah, that was a really cool game.
Yeah. So that was kind of the main reveal video. Fae Empress was something we added late in the game. This is the first time we've ever done kind of camera footage of showing what her power kit can be, and there's a lot of, like, she's very tempo oriented, right? It's about, like, placing down things that make moving around on the board more difficult so that she can do individual small amounts of damage over a long time. And I think we kind of showed how that looks and how that plays out. So I think hopefully people really are excited by it, are interested in it. You can right now pre-order Fae Empress, Cthulhu, and all of the 8 bosses that are available in Wave 1 on Kess.co/shop. For all the Kickstarter people, you can, I believe, through the backer kit, make it so that Fae Empress is one of the ones you chose still. So if you did the $30 tier and want to change it so you buy Fae Empress instead of one of the other ones, or just want to add to that to be able to add one additional boss, those are all available in the backer kit as well. And yeah, thanks so much. And we'll be doing live streams all weekend long. Tomorrow morning, the Masters of Modern podcast, which is me and Michael and Ben Bateman, will be kind of doing a walkthrough of, like, how Battle Boss came to be and what the development process of was that live on twitch.tv/Kess Wiley and the YouTube channel for the MMcast. We're then doing more gameplay tomorrow. And then we'll be doing...
I'll be back as well.
You'll be back. We'll be showing off Nightmare, the other unlockable boss from the Kickstarter, the unlocked boss.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then...
Do I get to play Nightmare?
You can. Do you want it? Yeah. You're into the... Yeah. You can choose whatever boss you want. We got 8 of them.
Okay.
And then we will be premiering 4-player arena mode, which is the team-based, 2-headed giant kind of version of playing... battle bosses on Saturday and Sunday. So we're really excited for a weekend of fun at Gencon Online. Thanks so much for those who came in and watched. Thank you, people who are watching this video, not live, but on the after show. If you could like, subscribe, all those things, that'd be great as well. As more Battle Boss content comes out, we'll be doing more stuff like this. And Battle Bosses comes out this November, basically, for everyone. So definitely pre-order while you can. If you have a local game store, let them know that we are taking orders also for stores if they want to have tournaments and everything else. We even have programs for that. So thanks so much, and we'll talk to everyone on the next stream tomorrow morning.
Thank you folks so much. Have a good one. Look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Stop streaming.